managed to make it this far. Remember what I was telling you the other video about leveling? So I knew I had my 1/8 inch pitch up to this point. And then I kept checking as I'm going. Every time I add another section or another fitting, I go back 1, 2, sometimes 3 fittings. Sometimes I go back 3, 4 feet just to check, because you would be surprised if you pull up on the pipe here how it affects it 3, 4 feet down the line. Once you glue this stuff together, that chemical bond literally makes this all one piece. So you'll get that, you pull here, if it's, PVC glue can dry and then it cures, which are two totally wildly different scenarios, which is also why you have a bunch of different types of PVC glue. To learn that, you can go through the code book and look at the codes and the ASTMs or the actual standards that are on the glue. Or if you want to pick an even faster route, read the can. The can tells you, I'm using medium set, not to support or deny or knock down any product or manufacturer. Just happens to be that one we're using. It's medium set. It's good to around 40 degrees, I believe. If you read the can, it's don't quote me exactly. Read the can. It'll tell you it's somewhere in the 40s, 40 to 42. I try not to use it below that temperature. I try to stick around 50, 45 at the most. Then you could use another one. Also, PVC glue, curing and drying and curing, the other factor is the size of the pipe. Read the can. It tells you what size pipe that the manufacturer recommends to use it on and how long it takes to dry and cure. So anyway, I was running this video because I wanted to show you how when you change something here, it can affect you 3, 4 feet down the line. Now, for those of you who know this already, this is boring news. But some of you who don't, this is not boring news. Unless you install a pipe and put a super rigid fastener on it or hanger holder. And when you're doing DWV, a hanger only keeps the pipe from dropping, not from rising, not from going left, not from going right. Actually, not from getting shorter or longer. If you had a bunch of like Greenfield hangers, that pipe will be all over the place. You could probably do pull-ups on it. It ain't gonna go down on you, but it'll go left, right, up. And if you're on 40, 100 feet of pipe, it changes all the way down the line. And when you're underground, it's even trickier because your only support is to hold the pipe up by backfilling. So read your code book about backfilling. What I have here is small, equivalent to crushed stone. Crushed stone is a little better when you're backfilling because the sharp edges dig into each other and it locks together. Stones like these are round pebbles, are a little more difficult to deal with. But this is what we're working with. So the first thing that happened in this whole area, it was excavated probably down a foot. So from this to here is probably about 3 inches. So about 8, 9 inches below all the piping you see, it was tamped with a big tamper, hard. Now it was already hard in here, so it's like concrete on here. Then I started filling with stone. And as I'm pouring the stone, as you see, I'm pulling the big pieces out to the side so they're not directly under the pipe. And that's what happens in a roadway. If you're riding down the road and you see a depression in the blacktop or asphalt, that's because someone did not tamp properly, or they did and they got a rock, like a oversized large piece of aggregate under a joint. And with cast iron in a roadway now, we're in a basement. So on a roadway where you have trucks and cars, that large piece of aggregate under a joint is like a lever. When that 80 tons or 80,000 tons, 80,000 pounds, that 80,000 pound tractor trailer or 4,000 pound car or anything in between rides over, the pressure exerted down through the asphalt, through the grade onto the top of the pipe, anything under it, it's like a lever. And I've seen cast iron snap. I've seen PVC snap underground. Water pipes, same thing. So that's why if you're riding down the road and you see a depression in the asphalt, someone didn't do what I'm doing here. Now, I don't expect a tractor trailer to drive through this basement anytime soon. But I'm still making sure that I'm packing the stone well underneath the pipe. The most weight will be down here is a person plus probably another 300-400 pounds of concrete. Let's see, this area here is probably going to take about 2 or 3 bags, 80 a bag, 300 plus a person, 500 pounds of downward force. Still a lot of force on a small point. It's not spread out, and here it's spread out a little bit, but it's not going to be a big deal. Just wanted to show you that. Make sure you tamp under your pipe. And also, when you're doing long runs, don't start pushing down on the pipe until you have the whole length of pipe supported underneath. Don't push down hard here. And as you see, I'm not done yet. The rest of the trench is still open. So I will make sure I have stone in here. I started in here already, all the way to the end of my trench. And it will come out as it did on this side when I'm done. This has been tamped, and that's what the inspector wants to see. Gravel all the way around the pipe, no big hunks of gravel under the pipe, and packed down. And here I'm using water and tamping again, and then I go back and check my level again, because it will change. And then you have to lift up on the pipe to make sure the gravel gets under it and locks in. All right, let's get on it. See you.